Hello everyone, welcome. Now we will be looking at few of the useful random variable, or you can say few of the standard random variable such as Bernoulli binomial, Gaussian, uniform, Poisson, geometric. So these are few standard random variable that we are going to have a look first of all. Then once we look at that how to do a few operations on the random variable, then we will have more insight on these standard random variable. Like we will be looking at their expectation, variance, covariance, and all these things. But we have not done any kind of operation so far on the random variable. But as an introduction, we will be just go through these standard random variable. Now, just to have a clarity in your mind, I want to raise a question that why do we specifically go through these some of the random variable, or why we discuss, or why we have the details, why we go through these some of the few distribution or random variable, like whatever I told you, these like Bernoulli binomial, Gaussian, and Poisson, and geometric, all this distribution. Why do we care about their details, and why do we keep them as a tool in probability theory, right? So that my question is that why we specifically read or study these some of the random variable. If you have some sense of answer to this question, then it's a good, because you will you will have the clarity in your mind, and you will have the connectivity of the topics that we have gone through so far. So we started with the basic probability, and we looked at the random variable afterwards. Now we are talking about some specific random variable, and my question was that why we only look at these some specific random variable, why we talk about these random variable, why we talk about their details, some details about these specific random variable. So that's the question. If you have the answer to this question, then I am sure that in your mind you will have the connectivity of all these topic, and you will have the clarity as we go on. So let me know what your thought about this in the comment section. So in today's video we will be starting with a very basic or a very simple random variable that takes two value. Either it can, let's call that random variable as x. So it will take two value, either 0 or 1. And what do I mean by say, जब मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ कि it will take the two values, so x will take the two value. So let me just clarify here, so that you do not have the confusion, because how we are seeing this random variable, or random variable is nothing but a function that maps the outcome to some real number, right? When I say that x will take value 1 or maybe 0, what do I mean? Let's have a clarity on that, so that you have no confusion. So we will carry out some experiment, and for this particular experiment we will have an sample space that will have the, you can say, two possible outcome. That let's say this is at event A, and this is will be event A complement. If A has not occurred, then A complement will occur, right? So we perform the experiment, and let's say this, we have the associated random variable x for this particular experiment. And once we carry out the experiment, and let's suppose A has occurred, then this will go as an input to this random variable x, and this x will map this to real line according to some mapping rule. Let's not worry about that, because we have already seen we can thought of of our random variable as a black box. So let's say, or let's assume that whenever the event A is occurring, then random variable is mapping this to 1, and whenever A is not happening or occurring, then A complement will occur and random variable is mapping it to somewhere at 0. Right? Now, what was our question? Our question was that we were discussing about that x will take the value 1 or x will take the value 0. What does it mean? That means if I tell you that x will take the value this 1, then I have told you that event A has occurred. And x will take the value 0, I have told you that event A complement has occurred. So here, if I am telling you that a random variable is taking some value, that means I am talking about the output of a random variable, because if this is a random variable, or you can say this is a function that takes the input outcome and it maps to some real number, right? Then I am talking, then if I am saying that x will take the 1, that means I am talking about the output of the random variable, right? So this should be very much clear to you if you have already gone through the previous videos, and if you have any kind of confusion whenever I was saying that x will random variable take this value or random variable will take this value, then I am talking about that output of the random variable, that what will be the output of the random variable, what will the probability that random variable will take this value 1, right? So now coming to our topic, that we are talking about a very simple random variable that will take two value, either 1 or 0, and this what we call as a Bernoulli random variable. So and the distribution of this Bernoulli random variable is determined by this parameter p. So this p is nothing but tells you that the probability of occurrence of this event x is equals to 1, capital X is equals to 1. Obviously, then 1 minus p will tell you that probability of occurrence of when random variable will take the value 0. So if I have to write this using PMF notation, then how I can write like this: probability that random variable x will take the value 0 will be 1 minus p, right? Because this p is what we call as the parameter, and that defines the distribution of this Bernoulli random variable. Then so what I am saying, that probability that event that random variable will take the value 1, that is p, right? And so, and if we have to draw, so let's say this is probability that random variable will take some value, and this is the value that random variable is taking. So random variable have the taking the values 0 and 1. So these are the two possible value that random variable can take, and it is taking 0 with the probability 1 minus p, and the random variable will take the value 1 with the probability maybe p, right? So Bernoulli random variable show up whenever you are trying to model a situation where you run a trial, and that trial can result in two alternative outcome, either success or failure, or head versus tail, and so on. We will be talking about more random variables, and once we are done with these standard random variables, once we have few sense about this random variable, then we will be talking more on operations of these random variable like expectation, variance, covariance, and all these things in further videos. That is all. Thank you.